Today we are going to be talking about grandiose delusions, what they are, and what causes someone with them to seek help. Grandiose delusions are unsupported beliefs that can be numerous things, such as one who may possess powers, be an iconic figure, or believe they are destined for greatness. We see a higher likelihood in performing royal duties, posting beliefs on social media, along with believing that they are on an undercover mission. As one would assume, these delusions cause hardships in life. They may cause harmful consequences. Harm refers to physical, social, or sexual. We need to prove this, though. By doing that, we can hold a study to figure out the data for this claim. If we take a random sample of numerous individuals, we can watch over them for a long period of time and ask questions. Remember, having a random sample helps us find reliable data. In this random sample, we will ask patients questions that reframe to who they are to ensure we have no outside variables, meaning we need information such as age, gender, sex, ethnicity, but we also need to know past mental illnesses or if they are diagnosed, as we typically may find these beliefs in people who have been diagnosed, included, but not limited to, schizophrenia, bipolar, or psychotic disorder NOS. Getting to know these patients and understanding them while studying them for a long period of time is a cross-sectional study. We need to know the prior information to our treatment so we can compare them later on. After we get base information on the patients, we can move on to asking questions for our data on this study. We mainly have questions that relate to grandiose delusions and psychotic disorders to make it a case study. First, let's focus on the proportion of harm factors that come with these delusions. We will give them a scale of 0, never, and to 4, all of the time when it comes to questions of harm. Questions such as, have your special abilities, identity, role, mission, or wealth ever resulted in physical harm towards yourself, caused emotional distress, have caused you to put yourself in a risky situation? When this data is collected, we can ask the follow-up question, if they wanted help. Majority of those stated they do. Next, we see if these habits and harm factors are being endorsed. Thus, we ask more questions to understand. These questions may go as following. Have your special abilities, identity, role, mission, or wealth ever caused any difficulty for you? And many reframing this. It feels important to think about it a lot. Anything and everything has set my mind to thinking about it. We'd find that majority of those who are in this study would admit they have suffered with thoughts of or actions of harm. They tend to also find them repetitive and difficult to ignore. We took this data and asked if any of these thoughts occurred over the past 2 weeks, 6 months, or their lifetime. Pairing up these two data, we can make a comparison of harm and grandiose delusions. The data shows us that those who have higher harm factors tend to have these intrusive, repetitive delusions, meaning it isn't the delusions within themselves, but how much they repeat. The patients also made it clear by explaining situations that cause difficulties in life. Agree with the statements, cause problems at work, social distancing of avoidance of people, causing harm or distress to others. These situations cause the patients to want help. After we get the results, what do we do with them? Understanding the harm the patients with grandiose delusions suffer will let us develop treatments and awareness around the problem. Being a psychologist is so important to help communities and people who may have psychological problems that affect their everyday lives. We must understand and be open-minded to those who can't help the abnormal behaviors they may have. Thank you so much for joining my lesson. I hope to see you next time.